Peace, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the message from Church in the Trailer on Sunday up there. Inspiring weekend. I spoke with Mark Retzloff for quite a while after shower and dark time. Saturday night he had showed up, and I was intended to run an old go-kart on Sunday, and then Sunday morning I see him coming by all packed up, and he tells me his hot water tank exploded and his basement was flooding and he had to get home. So that's kind of a bummer. But we had a nice conversation, a good talk, to share a whole bunch of his testimony and my testimony and how things have changed in our lives as we've gotten older and what have you. But the more things change, the more they stay the same. It's July 12th. It's Tuesday. I went up to the tire store today, the car auto tire store. Had to go back to Grattan Monday morning, 9:30 in the morning. We head back to Grattan to pick up Chuck's camper. He left it at the track because he was worried about his transmission. He had a little transmission overheating issue where it kicked down passing a diesel truck and then it wouldn't back shift to drive or overdrive or whatever it was. It just stayed kicked down. And he freaked out a little bit. It was maiden voyage with the RV trailer, and so he's got to learn how to use the grade, go fast downhill and let it slow down coming up. But if you're going downhill and you're gaining a bunch of speed, you got to play the traffic. You got to play with the pedal. It really is an art form. If you don't have a dually diesel that will just pull a stump right out of the ground and pull any trailer you got behind it without even thinking about it. You've got to play this game. And so we went out Monday to pick up his trailer, and we left it overnight, and we went out at first thing in the morning, head out to go pick it up. Larry Rumsey and Dave Aarons and Sean Swiss stayed Sunday night. See a little bit of Robert rubbing off on these guys. They stayed Sunday night after the race event until Monday morning. And they were still there when we got there. But we had a flat tire on my truck just past Lansing on our way out to pick up Chuck's truck. And I'd never had to use the Ford, the scissor jack, and the stuff to get the tire down. I've never had to deal with this. So, well, we find out is these lug nuts on here. I'll take you out and show you. They've got some sheet metal on them, right? They're covered with this little sheet metal cover. And you can see the dings and dents in it. That's from having to use the scissor jack to pound the elbow wrench that they provide for you on there because it didn't just fit. It actually, we were a little freaked out thinking it's not going to fit at all. And how are we going to get this tire off? And maybe we're going to have to call AAA or road service or something to work it out. But we ended up getting it off. It took both of us. I pound the wrench on and then would hold the elbow of the wrench to support it, and he would step on the wrench, and once we got it broke loose, it would come off. And we got it swapped, 30 minutes or so, 35 minutes, wasn't too bad. We got it swapped out, got up to the track, the boys were there, helped us get hooked up. Dave left, Larry left, and then Sean ended up following us all the way back to Novi, I guess you'd say, the mixing bowl that we call it here in town. We're 275 and the lodge and everything else, Southfield Freeway, all come in at 696 and 96, and that's where Sean was getting off to head south downriver. And at that point, we're only 40 minutes from home, if that, 30 minutes. So it was nice of him to take the time to follow us home and all that. And so I went to the tire store today to see about the piece of metal stuck in a tire. It looks as though, although we got slowed right down and got over and got off on the off ramp, it was right there. Looks like we might have hurt the sidewall of the tire. So we won't know till tomorrow morning when he calls me. I left it there for him to take a look at. They needed to take the tire off the wheel and look at the inside to find out what was the prognosis. But if we got to replace the tire, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. It's obviously more pricey than the free plug job I was going to get, and mounting and balance, and remount and balance, and all that kind of stuff. So it is what it is. But like I said, the more things change, the more they stay the same. We're informed of an issue one of our friends were having, and so to help that friend out, we ended up purchasing a go-kart, another go-kart. Yeah, you notice this is not the laydown fiberglass, flat on your back, long wheelbase go-kart. And I know what Bob's saying. We got him now. No. I did sit in it. I actually got I could squeeze into that seat. Richard fits in there a lot better than I do. But we're going to RPM this thing, not right away. I am going to take a little bit of Bob's advice and just get the thing worked up, get with a motor on it and a radiator on it, and get it functioning and working, and hopefully get to run it with some better tires in October at Grattan. And just get a feel for it. And then over the winter, I guess, we'll tear it apart. And obviously, yellow's not our color, right? So we may do something there. Rich had an idea. Maybe we throw the old one-piece red fiberglass bodywork on that Ted Stefke gave us. We're not going to really do anything with the zip cart chassis other than maybe make a kid cart out of it, weld a flat plate on it, put the old Predator engine on for the kids, who knows. So things are changing and staying the same all at the same time. It needs a lot of work. The brakes are shot. All the seals need to be, everything needs to be disassembled with brakes and torn down, and all the seals replaced. This might or might not be par for the course for CIK, but it certainly isn't par for the course for RPM. Maybe that ain't gonna fly with us. So I've been looking into new pods, new nose, new driver fairing, maybe even a seat. I think this one, for me, I could probably cut it and widen it. That'd probably be the practical thing to do right off the bat, and then worry about a fancy seat later on. And we're going to get rid of these European, these Italian, what I call slave cylinder. There's no reservoir to it, so all it can do is push the fluid that's in it. And when your pads start to wear a little bit, it can't grab any more fluid because there's no reservoir. It'll grab an air bubble, and then these things lose their bleed all the time. And it's because of this setup. So what we'll do is we'll put 2 Paul Martin master cylinders on. We'll vent them. We'll remove all the springs from the system, and we'll have the same auto adjust brake system that we're used to. Did it to the GP chassis that we built up with the supercart bodywork on that we sold to our buddy Jamal. He likes it. I mean, he's not even a mechanical type guy, and we've never had to touch the brakes in that go-kart. Never, ever. So, and that was from brand new. That kart was brand new when I bought it and fixed it up. So that goes to show you all this European stuff isn't always all it's cracked up to be. But some of it good. The calipers are good and powerful. We just need to get rid of this crap here and get us real master cylinders on there. No, I'm not going Rigetti Rodolfi. I'm going to go with the U.S. stuff that I like and I'm used to. So there you go. Back from Grattan. The Yama Dog, we did run it. I went out 4 different times. I didn't blow it up. It ran. It clutch slip took off. Great. Out on the track, nah, the engine speed never came up. It got to 1 speed and stayed there. I come onto the straightaway, didn't feel like any faster than the flathead, for God's sake, and it just all the way down the straightaway, and I tried tweaking and tuning, nothing really changed anything. All the way down the straightaway, it would finally start to the clutch would lock up. Not that it felt like it was slipping, but it was just, and then it would, and start going right at the end of the straightaway where you had to get off the gas because you're running out of track. And then it would start all over again. So I think it's clutch. Other people told me I had the pipe all wrong, the wrong pipe, the wrong length, and all that stuff. Listen, I've seen box mufflers, right? We've seen the can, the SBX can. SSX, whatever, can on a stick, can on the motor. No flex length pipe, tuning pipe to it whatsoever, and they run fine. So this isn't a little too long, isn't going to make it not pick up speed. And the clutch on that kart, that's the clutch that came with the vintage kart with the Zip Enduro. and it's the same motor from then too as well. It's got, the guy put not just one or two of these 1/8-inch pipe plugs in the housing of the clutch to burp or to fill with oil because it has external adjusters. He went at 12, 3, 6, and 9 on the outer half of the housing. Then somebody must have told him, oh no, it's got to be near the plates. So he went 12, 3, 6, and 9 on the other side. And I think these plugs may be in too far and causing a problem with the plates, because I went out once just trying to break the motor, and we knew it was fat, we knew it was slow, but we were just trying to get heat in the motor and get the motor broken because they had a new piston and hone job. Again, thanks Brent for hooking up that ring, gapping it out for us and stuff. Everything was fine. The motor has really, really good compression. That carburetor that we put on, the Lad carburetor we got from Chris West, hey Chris, worked out well. Everything was okay. So when we came in after that first run, I noticed there was clutch oil spray on the cart a little bit, and it was on my suit, which, oh no, yeah, I finally got my orange suit dirty. It wasn't real bad, or I would have lost my mind. But we got it up in the air, and we found that one of those plugs was leaking. And when I had to take the tire off, take the gear off, because it goes up and over the clutch. It was one of those under the clutch, deeper in where the plates are, plugs that was leaking. So we took it out and cleaned it up with carb cleaner, put carb cleaner on a rag, cleaned the threads real good. We put high temp RTV, the copper RTV on it, put it back in. And when I took it out, it really didn't feel all that tight. When I put it back in, I tightened it down. It did tighten down. We looked through that hole and you could see the plates and stuff. I have a feeling maybe that plug is touching, has something to do with the expansion, and you know what I mean, with the clutch actually functioning and working. Even the hill coming down from turn 4, that should have thrown you some momentum and got the engine up to locking down, picking up speed, but it didn't. It really didn't. So it was a one engine speed all the way around the track, except the last 500 feet at the front straightaway. It was just, it never went up, never went down. So we even added a tooth to the rear end, and when we fixed that leak in the clutch, and it didn't leak again. So we don't know. So what we did, we got the Yama Dog out of the trailer. We took the old Ren Speed sprint cart out and brought it over here to give us some room over there. Got a whole host of things going on, and also the secret project has got. We're going to get started on that. We had plans to start on it Monday, having to go back over to the track to get the trailer, botch things up, blow a tire, botch things up again. I'm not even through washing all my laundry from the weekend, so I'm getting a little behind. But once we're free and clear on all the other crap going on here, which I imagine probably by the end of the weekend, next Monday morning, we're going to get out here and get started mounting up the bodywork on the special project, and that'll be pretty much straightforward stuff. We're going to have to do some cutting and notching and welding tubes and Zeus pads and stuff like that aren't already there. We're going to have to materialize these things. We're going to have to fabricate this stuff, put it on. And that's not really all that tough. The tough stuff comes at the custom part, because we're not really making this body work. It's existing, and we're putting it on, and we're going to alter some other things with the package. So the initial bit of it shouldn't take all that long, because it's already produced parts. It's just mounting it up on the cart. So we're getting to the 15-minute mark. We're going to shut it down before this thing splits in two. As I mentioned before, in the church video, Godspeed, God bless. I am praying for you, every 182 or 184 of you on this channel, and the 150 some of you on the other. It will get better. It will get better. I told you, Jesus is coming. There's no stopping. There's no stopping that at all. Until then, hang in there. We're going to play with these go-karts. Love y'all.